Have you landed on the ground yet?
I think so.
Very good.
There are sharp, dark or black stones.
Where are these stones?
In nature,
Look at yourself. Do you feel like you have a body?
there is kind of a body. It is humanoid, and it's kind of light glowing. There's no hair, but it's more feminine.
Look at your hands. How many fingers do you have?
3,
And your toes. How many toes do you have?
6,
What are you wearing? Are you wearing any clothes?
no.
Is there any jewelry? Anything you're wearing?
There is something like that is not a crown. That what princesses wear. What is it called?
A tiara?
A tiara, something like a tiara, and in the middle there is something like a crystal, a blue stone.
Are you wearing the tiara on your head?
It's on my front of near the third eye.
And describe what your face looks like.
You could say kind of beauty childish, like big eyes, small nose, round face, kind of round.
How do your eyes look?
Black.
How about ears and your nose?
Very, very small nose.
Do you have ears?
Can't see them.
And going back to the tiara you're wearing, is there any designs on it that stand out?
It looks like gold and like kind of symbols or
Look all around you. Look all around you. What do you see and sense around you?
I'm a little bit frightened and shaky. It's green around me.
It's green?
Yes.
What is green? Do you mean like nature, or is there something else that's green?
I thought it's the forest, kind of forest, nature.
Let's see. Why is it that you're here, and why do you feel shaky? You're able to know what's going on that's making you feel like this.
I go through the nature and there's something like a dinosaur, but it is calm. It's not dangerous. I go forward. Okay, I got more and more afraid. I got more and more.
Are you able to move around?
Now I am standing. I see something like cruelty. I'm not able to interact. It seems like a big, huge insect is beating another insect and they are fighting or something like that. And I'm just seeing the scene.
And how do these insects look?
Like huge bugs. Like, for me, they look dangerous.
Are these insects, how do they compare in size to you and your size?
I would say up to 5 times bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more. Now it feels like one of them is trying to eat me.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
It feels like I I'm in. It ate me.
It ate you?
Yeah,
Can you tell me what that insect looked like, the one that ate you?
something like a red-brown color with kind of sharp teeth, but not really teeth, but insect teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And they have all these, legs and stuff like that, like insects look like.
Mm-hmm. So tell me what you felt when it opened its mouth to eat you. What happened to you? How did you feel when that happened?
I couldn't move. I was like paralyzed.
Do you think that the insect paralyzed you, or was it your own, say, fear paralyzing you?
I'm still full of fear. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe both, but I stopped because of the fear.
Mm-hmm. So when the fear came, that made you freeze up and
Yes,
stop. Mm-hmm. Well, tell me what happens when the insect eats you. What happens to you?
it's like I went through a tunnel, but not went like drifting,
Like through a tunnel, lifting,
flying.
flying. You flew through a tunnel. Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
Now I feel like I got stuck in the tunnel, and there's a rat, and the rat is eating me.
Mm.
Hmm.
Do you think that you're still inside the insect's stomach? And inside this tunnel, the rat is eating you. So is it eating away at you? Is that what you mean?
I don't know.
What happens next? Tell me what happens next after the red stuff eats you.
It's getting calmer, so not so much fear anymore, not so shaky.
Mm-hmm.
And there was noise, and the noise is gone now.
Keep fast forwarding. Keep fast forwarding. Tell me what happens next of importance. Move the scene along. Move the scene along. What happens next?
This, I see a lot of alien insects, and they are talking to each other.
Describe what some of these alien insects look like.
They are standing on 2 feet, legs.
Mm-hmm.
They have like so 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 hard for me to describe with the words.
Mm.
Um, but they are interacting very normally, very, very kindly, just like having a chat.
Mm-hmm. And where are you now in this scene?
I look upwards, so I'm smaller than them,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel afraid. Then.
Keep fast forwarding. Keep fast forwarding to when something different changes. What's going on now? Like a waterfall, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And look at yourself. Do you feel like you have a body?
Feel like I'm flying, like an eagle.
What do you look like?
I have feathers, brown, very huge wings, very strong. But I also look kind of aggressive
What makes you say that?
because I'm in fear again.
You're in fear again? In regards to what? What's causing you the fear? You're able to sense, see, feel, know, hear everything very clearly. Very clearly. What's causing you the fear?
Feels like I see human hand, a man from a man, and this man hand hits on my head, put his hand on my throat, something to me with the feathers, and then he throws me down the waterfall, so I'm falling into the lake.
What happens next? What happens next of importance?
Laying there on the ground, not on the water, on the ground. And it seems like I'm nearly dead. And another.
Take your last breath. Take your last breath. Tell me what's going on around you.
The body is still on the ground, but I'm coming up through the clouds.
Look down at the body briefly. What does that body look like? I know you said you had brown feathers. Tell me what else you look like. What is?
Is it a dragon?
You're able to see and sense it very clearly as you're pulling away out of it. As you're floating out through the clouds, you're able to see it. You said it had brown feathers. Does it look like a dragon?
I don't know. It's interesting because I'm still in fear and shaken, and I try to stand up and, be kind of in strength, but there's still fear in me.
And what happens? What happens when you stand up for yourself?
It is new to me. It's unusual.
And what does the snake do when you do that?
It's confused.
Continue to stand up to it. As you're standing there, standing up to it. Become stronger. Feel yourself becoming stronger and stronger. Releasing any fear, any doubt. Feel yourself become stronger and stronger. And keep standing up and feel yourself getting taller and taller. And stronger and stronger. Do you have a body of sorts right now? Tell me what's going on.
I'm seeing like big feet are on the ground. So I'm trying to ground myself.
Good. Good. Continue to ground yourself. And what's going on with the snake now?
There is no snake anymore. There's something different.
What is it?
I've never seen something like that before.
Do you mean there's no more snake, like it went away, or did it change into something else?
Yeah, maybe it changed.
What does it look like?
Like when you under a microscope, you see the little things that are in the bed. The little, I don't know what.
Like the bed bugs or the dust mites?
Yeah, something like that. But it's huge. I'm small,
Yes.
But I'm not so scared anymore. It's huge and standing there, but I'm not so. Oh, okay, it's opened its mouth again.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's screaming, makes noise.
Mm-hmm. And how are
Tries.
you feeling? Tries
I I feel like it tries to even make me more fear,
Mm-hmm.
make me more frightened, but I'm not comfortable. But I'm not so much in fear than before.
Good. Keep feeling yourself getting stronger and stronger and releasing that fear. Releasing that fear, knowing that no matter what, you are always protected. Always. Tell me as you become stronger and stronger, tell me what's going on. What is that bug doing now?
It's still there, but I'm not so much interested anymore. Feel like I'm just looking into another direction.
Good. And what happens? What happens next? Can I please speak to the higher self?
Yes.
Beautiful. Am I speaking to higher self now?
Yes.
Thank you. I honor you. Thank you, and I respect you for all the aid you have given us today. I know that you hold all the records to us different lives. May I ask you questions, please?
Yes.
Thank you. It seems that you took her over and over to perhaps different lives and different scenes where there was a lot of fear in every single one of those. Why did you take her to those different parts where there was fear? What was the purpose to that?
She fears in this lifetime now. It has to understand that it is an old fear
Mm.
from so many different experiences all over the universe.
Mm-hmm. Were those parts of situations where she might have been in, where she experienced fear? Something happened to her?
Yes.
Okay, so is it a collective of fear that she's feeling now?
Yes.
Okay. You took her to a life where she was like a humanoid and then a bug ate her. Did that actually happen?
No.
Then what was that about?
Species took out her consciousness and soul and left the vessel.
What species? That species that she was seeing that was like an insect, or was it something else? Help her
There's a pressure on my head.
on her head. Okay. Should I ask some of these questions to? Is there an archangel that you would like to help assist us today?
Archangel Michael.
Okay. Is it okay if we ask Archangel Michael these further questions to him?
Yes.
Good. Higher self, if you could please connect us now. Connect us now to Archangel Michael now, please. We'd like to speak to him now, please. Greetings.
Greetings.
Thank you. Is this Archangel Michael?
Yes.
Greetings, brother. Thank you. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you for speaking to us today. The higher self here has asked for your assistance, and we're looking to get aid from you. Specifically, she said that she felt a sharp pain, I believe, in her head. Can you look at that? What is that she's experiencing?
There's something like a helmet
A helmet where?
over her head.
Mm-hmm. Describe to me what this helmet looks like. What does this helmet look like over her head? What color is it? What is it for?
purple
Mm-hmm.
color. Tentacles.
It's got tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
And where are the tentacles at? Are they connected or attached to anything?
Stomach.
To the stomach. Okay. If we can go ahead and use alchemy symbols on it now, alchemy symbols to encase it now, please.
Yes.
Thank you, Michael. Okay. And can you tell me, what is it doing to her?
It blocks her.
It blocks her.
Yes.
Okay. Is that why she feels so disconnected right now?
Yes.
Okay. And tell me, when was it, if you could find the root cause of this, when did this happen? When did this attach?
During a healing session on the group.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so after she had an aura, she mentioned that she has is it like a Reiki healing group?
Yes.
Okay, so is that part of that mentor that she's been following for a long time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that mentor has a healing group and they do, I think she said that they do it every month, is that right?
Yes.
And then they do group healings on one another.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She also mentioned that there was one particular person that she felt that that person had reptilians in her, so she asked her not to do healing on her. Is that correct?
Yes, but it was too late.
It was too late. Yes, I saw that when she mentioned that. Yes, because explain to her what that looks like when you're doing a group healing with others, and perhaps some of them might be carrying negative energies within them. What does that look like energetically? Can you explain that for us, Michael, please? And we're making sure that this thing right now is encased. And can we start using Phoenix Fire on it to remove it?
Yes.
Good. We're using Phoenix Fire now. We're using Phoenix Fire on his tentacles that is attached to her stomach, and then the helmet that's attached to her head. Every part of it, we're using fire there now to start removing it safely. And as we do that, Michael, if you could let us know if you could take us back to that day where she's there with the group, the Reiki healing group, and they're performing healings on one another.
The one woman who has reptilian consciousnesses in her attaches everybody.
As everybody in this group she attaches to them. And how many are in the group?
It depends. It changes.
Okay. This time around, how many is there?
6.
6. And she had been doing this even prior to her first aura, correct?
Right.
How long has she been doing this with this group? Even though it changes.
3 years.
3 years. And has this particular healer been there? How long?
Can you repeat again?
This healer that has the reptilian consciousness within her.
Now this woman is there the last 2 years.
Last 2 years. So has this been going on for a while with this group, where it's been they've been using her to attach things to the group? Or is this the first time that they did that?
It goes around for centuries.
What do you mean by that? She's been doing that for centuries? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. So, therefore, every time they've been meeting up for the 2 years, at least of her being there, has she been attaching things?
Yes.
And tell me, how does this work? Is she conscious that she's giving people negative energies or
No.
entities? She's not conscious of this?
No.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then prior, if you could tell me, prior of her coming, when they were doing these groups together, were they attaching things to one another by not being clear channels?
Yes.
They were still doing it. Okay. Because she says she's been doing these teachings for a long time, and I know her initial first time she came to me, she seemed very disconnected, even though she was doing this Reiki that this person developed. Okay. How's that tentacle thing looking?
Still there.
Still there. Okay. We'll just continue focusing Phoenix Fire on it. Is that working? Is that working good?
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. Michael, what would you like to do? Can we call on aid from other angels who have fire to use their fire on it as well to purify it? Or what would you like to do?
It needs something different. No fire.
No fire. What does it need?
Wind.
Wind.
Yeah, blow it away.
Could we use, what can we use to blow wind away?
Just imagine
Just imagine.
with the elements, the
Good.
nature,
Mm-hmm.
and its power coming through, getting through the connection comes through and separates
Beautiful. Let's call
the
upon the
energy.
power. Good. Let's call upon the power of the air, the wind. Let's call upon it now. And this power, this beautiful power of the wind. And let's ask the element of the wind, this beautiful, powerful wind, to start blowing it away. And as it starts releasing and blowing away with its powerful wind, Michael, can you start encasing it in a bubble
Yes.
as it continues to pull out? Make sure that no part of it escapes anywhere else. Every single piece of it goes into the bubble, please. Thank you. Wonderful. Interesting enough, I wonder if she knows about my live I had this morning. Did she get to watch it?
What?
I had a live video this morning,
She
Michael.
saw the last part,
Beautiful.
not the
Yes,
beginning.
good. And the title we named it was, I believe, some Wind of Change or something like that.
No, she didn't read that.
So how interesting is that? Because it really does feel right now like there is the air and the wind is here to help us change and shift and renewal. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you for that beautiful confirmation. That's how it feels. Very good. Hope we can continue working on this energetically with the wind. And then, Michael, just let me know along the way. Let me know along the way how it's looking. Can I continue to ask questions while you work on it?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Now, I will just, for her confirmations, like she mentioned, this mentor that she's been working on for many years, there was a particular symbols that she was using every single day. The minute she woke up, she would use them. And since we had our reading and she showed them to you, showed them to me, I felt they made me feel very uncomfortable, like invasive, like it was infringing on my energy. Can you explain to her something about these teachings she has been following for years? What can you tell her?
She doesn't want to hear that. So some of these, as they call the channeled symbols,
Mm-hmm.
are fear-based, and some of them are just ego-based.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to step out and, you know, just showing the world how powerful somebody is and how important.
Mm-hmm.
Something right out of the ego.
Okay. Now, is this what happens when someone, say, begins from an intent of, creates anything from an intent of perhaps, like you said, wanting power or attention, being recognized? And
Yes.
then this is the manifestation of that. It would create a, say, a symbol, a Reiki symbol, a alchemy symbol, a light language symbol. It would create it into a symbol that would be based off fear and ego.
Yes, and that is why she's shaking, because she activated the fear symbols.
Mm-hmm.
With that, her fear resonates even more.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it makes it stronger.
Mm.
Because you mentioned that, typically after an aura hypnosis, typically the clients feel uplifted and wonderful. But she mentioned that she went into depression, which it can happen if there's some additional healing, but not, to the point where she's no longer meditating, feels disconnected, extreme, very depressed. She thought she had gotten over that. So where was the interactions there with this? She had tried to lift her vibration high through the aura and had removed the negativity within her. Then she went and continued with this, say, group that was created not from the highest of love. And is that what caused this twirling down of energy for her?
It was part of.
Mm-hmm. It was part of it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And these fears, go ahead.
Also her getting back in fear, not staying in trust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, would you say that focusing attention on some of these symbols that are fear-based would keep her focused on fear?
Yes, but she nearly stopped using them weeks ago.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Just sometimes she used to use them daily several times, and now it's just like, I don't know, once a month. So
Okay. Good. Is there any residual or imprinted energy, even though she's not using them? As we know, symbols can be very powerful. Is there
yes,
any of it remnants within her that's keeping her in fear?
yes,
Good. Can we locate where some of these, some of the effects of these fear-based symbols are in her?
yes.
Can we locate that and then heal it, please? Let me know what you find, Michael.
Stomach, right knee, on the shoulders.
Okay. So to understand, even though she wasn't using them, the imprint of these symbols were still within her.
Yes.
Okay. So can we go ahead and start healing that? And how are we going to heal that there?
We go back to the moment these symbols got into and sent, spread love.
Okay. We could go back there now, when the symbols were initially, say, would it be like an integration into her?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going
It was
back.
a ritual.
Okay, so that ritual that was performed to integrate those symbols into her, let's go back to that now. Let's go back now in time, back now, Michael. Was she there? And was she in the group at that time?
No, she was just there with the teacher.
Just there with the teacher, so let's go
There
back there.
were several times.
Okay. And
Well, we can do it all together.
okay, so all together, while she's sitting there with the teacher several times, and these symbols, how is this teacher, how is she giving her these symbols?
There is a special routine, and she's giving the energy through her hand chakras, implanting several places.
How do we stop, now that we are there in this time and space, how do we stop the teacher from implanting them, integrating them into her?
We just easily put a love light bubble.
Good. Let's put that bubble around her now, please. Beautiful bubble of love light, so that none of that infringement from the fear-based symbols or Reiki symbols are integrated into her. Let's block that now, protecting her with love light. Tell me, Michael, is she in the bubble of love light?
She's still in fear.
Help her, Michael, not feel any fear. Help her feel fearless. Michael, we know that you are fearless. Perhaps help her feel what it feels like for you to be fearless. How does that feel? Help her feel that strength of being fearless. How is she feeling now, Michael?
I talked to her. We love her because she was fighting. It's not necessary anymore.
Good. Is the bubble of love light around her now in that time and space?
As good as can be.
Good. So is it working? Is the teacher able to insert the symbols into her?
She's so, at that point, she was so addicted to her. So it is hard for her to put a bubble, like separation for her is.
For the higher self, do we have permission for the her here to help the past her to put a bubble around her? Do we have permission?
Yes.
Good. So even though no, you don't?
No.
Why not?
It's a contract.
It's a contract. Okay. A contract with who? The teacher?
With the teacher.
Okay. Is the Go ahead.
Yes.
Does the higher self give permission to remove the contract?
Yes.
Good.
This lesson was supposed to be.
Good. Good. If we can have now Archangel Michael and the higher self, can you all remove that contract for her, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's remove it now and let me know once it's removed. And Michael, can you tell me how's that tentacle thing looking now?
Still there.
Still there even though the wind is blowing on it?
let's wait. First, we're gonna do the bubble.
Okay, very good. We'll do that. But just make sure that it's in case right now.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Then we'll do that after. Okay. So, Michael, can you tell me, how do contracts work? We're aware of contracts. When did she come up with this contract with this teacher?
You know, they several lifetimes together, and they decided to make this experience
Mm-hmm.
on each other, to help each other. They played around so often and helped each other in so many lives. One time the other one's helping the one, and sometimes it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, tell me this. Can sometimes people make contracts in a unconscious manner where it's not an organic contract? Can a negative entity or a negative polarized being make a contract with a person without the person sometimes realizing it?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
That's what happened here.
Mm-hmm. If you could explain to me, Michael, as you know, there is much growth occurring right now with the collective, with the subscribers that we have within our channel here. If you could explain to me, so for example, we have Heike here who went through this experience and, had this contract with this being, and it played out, and we know how her first session went and how hard it's been for her. And if someone watched her session on YouTube and they saw the first one and saw what she went through, and then they saw the second one here, where even though she had gone through that growth and removal, because she still affiliated herself with the negative polarized teachers and perhaps the group, some of them as well there, if the person that's watching also had, say, a contract with let's just stick with the same topic, a Reiki teacher coming up, and perhaps they have a negative contract like this where, there's going to be some attachments, some really hardships to occur for them. If they saw this video and they recognized it, and they're like, and they met, say, the teacher, and then they realize, you know what, I don't really feel too good in this situation. I don't really feel that this person's really intently, actively working from their heart. Could they, if they recognize this learn this lesson through, and went to the, say, class, their first class, and they were there in the Reiki class, and they recognize this, and they pulled back and they say, you know what, they might have gone to the first one. They're like, no, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. It doesn't feel right. And they learned their lessons through this experience. Could they remove contracts like this themselves?
Yes.
Okay. So then they wouldn't have to go through, say, all the hardship that has gone through if they learned the lesson by learning through her?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Thank
her higher self is aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
The higher self decided to experience this all for us and everybody and every soul and every consciousness can use this lesson.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for this lesson.
And they all can be released.
Go ahead. What you're saying is that when a person experiences a recognition of what's say, pure love, pure service to others, and then they recognize what's not pure love and intended from a purity and service to self of Perhaps I want to, be put on a pedestal. I want power. I want recognition. I want to become popular. When they recognize that the teacher that they're working with, or even like a colleague, are they working with a colleague, a teacher from a point of view where they're here truly in service to others? Or is this intent of creation coming forth from, like you mentioned, for self and ego and fear? So when they start learning to recognize these signatures throughout their lives, would some of these contracts, wherever they go, start diminishing with the higher self's permission?
Yes. First,
Mm-hmm.
they have to be aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
And when they are aware of it, then it is important not to judge.
Mm-hmm.
Just be aware of it and then send love, light to all. We are just peer experiences here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like most of them aren't aware of what they are doing right now. They are all, not all, but a good amount of healers are not working out of their hearts.
Mm-hmm. Michael, would you be able to give us a rough estimate as far as a percentage you would say, and I'm sure it fluctuates, but would you say a higher percentage of being of not working in a pure heart intent? What percentage on earth, as far as, say, colleagues, peers, healers, are working in a not a pure intent of heart on earth?
67%.
Plus 67. Okay. That's not too bad. Thank you. Okay. And
But we can
go
get
ahead.
them. It is possible to reach them. Don't judge them. They are
Mm-hmm.
all doing the purpose. They are
Mm-hmm.
all here for one reason. They
Yes.
are all here to love each other.
Yes.
When the time is right, the light shines through.
Yes. Hmm. Now, I know you explained that this was a contract that was created with them a while ago, many years,
And
many lives away.
the starting was they were the souls.
Mm-hmm.
At source they were deciding to make experiences, but later on the reptilian consciousnesses infringed,
Mm-hmm.
and they got power of these contracts.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That makes sense of what I'm sensing, because I feel that some of these contracts don't need to still be there. People are stuck in this like cycle, repetitive,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that it's a unfringed contract, like overstepping people's free will.
Yes,
Okay.
the contract is long, long ago, and it's over. But the reptilians made it for their good,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why these circles came over and over again. And people are doing over and over and over bad things to each other.
Would you say that this is one of the biggest things that holds us back from ascension? That we're not
Yes,
recognizing these?
yes. That is the problem. Everybody's talking about contracts. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, we're all doing contracts when we are deciding to incarnate into a life. But the problem is, we didn't, most of the souls didn't really get back to source because of the reptilians. They infringed, and because of this disconnection, we couldn't get through, and that was so sad.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But as you all know,
Mm-hmm.
it changes.
It's changing. Is that what you said?
It's changing.
Good. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And there is also some channeled information out there where some spiritual leaders are saying that there is no such thing as, say, contracts or karma. What do you think of that, Michael?
Oh, it's their opinion. It is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on earth can have their own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel like if it resonates with you or not. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So it is an opinion, however.
Yes.
Does that actually exist for that person that believes that?
For this person, this is their reality.
Mm-hmm. Is there reality?
Yes, their reality. It is okay for them.
And what if this person though does like maybe things that are not from a pure intent? Would they not create contracts for themselves even though they don't believe in it, or karma for themselves?
Of course. But they are also infringed by the reptilians. I mean, problem is if you're focusing on everybody on the world who is influenced by reptilians, you put the focus even more on the reptilians.
Mm-hmm.
So it is better to focus on the love light,
Mm-hmm.
spread out love light even more.
Yes, beautiful. And is that why you have us working on helping the reptilians with love light?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Good. So to clarify, even though a person's belief would be, no, I don't, believe in contracts or karma, they could still get contracts or karma if they do not, if they're not in a pure intent.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's the information you had given me, so I wanted to clarify that since we're on this topic now.
And so I like to repeat it again and again. It's not big deal for me, but it is interesting that these informations are always there now on internet. They are
Yes.
available all around. So I use every vessel, every possibility to get these messages around and
Mm-hmm.
hope to spread these messages.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yes, because right now we're living in a time, I would say, even though I don't really watch, I don't really watch any other channel because it's your instruction for me not to. I just hear.
You are the channel.
I know. But because you all say that it infringes upon my communications that you all give me.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I don't. But we're living in a time where, there's so many that are hungry, that are looking for answers and are following so many different people. And I see them as they come to me and they seem a little lost sometimes, like, oh, I heard this, so now I'm not doing this. Oh, I felt this, I'm not doing this. I don't believe in angels. I heard that angels are, bad, and now they're being energetically attacked because they decided angels are bad. So these different fear things that I hear.
On the one side,
Mm-hmm.
on one hand,
Mm-hmm.
it is so very easy because you just have to feel, to see, to hear to sense inside you if it resonates with you.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, that is the most important thing for all the people because they are not connected to themselves. So they
Mm-hmm.
are not able, and that is why they ask so much, because they don't feel even if it's resonate or doesn't resonate.
Mm-hmm.
That is why they get lost. That is why they try to get every information and can't filter which one is the
Mm-hmm.
heart message.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you.
I think
Okay.
we should get out of her fear now. She's shaking so long.
Is she out of her fear now?
No, she's still in here.
Okay. So I know you said you talked to her.
Mhm.
What else can we do for her to help her come out of fear? Is there something that we could show her, feel, sense?
Yes, good point. Every soul
Mm-hmm.
watches this now.
Mm-hmm.
Conscious is mine. The aid and the help, we all together are thankful and grateful that she did this for us. And we help her now together.
Oh, beautiful. We help her now. Are we sending her love light?
Yeah.
Good. And also to those, Michael, if I may, that still are living in fear, no matter how many times they try to get themselves out of fear, they're still living in it. May they listen to this and see this and get the strength as well for themselves, if they so choose it with the higher self's permission, to no longer live in this fear or to find
Yes.
balance within fear.
The higher selves will guide them to this video because they already gave the permission to heal it.
Yes.
So every fear can be released. The higher
Beautiful.
selves are already said that it's okay.
Michael, since we're talking about fear and we're focusing love light on her, and you are the archangel that oversees, say, the fear, the unbalance of fear within earth, what advice do you have for people who are living in fear, or Haika here, who is trying to overcome the fear currently?
We as archangels applaud you for this experience. This is so important. You know, that is one of the hardest. But everyone who decided to experience it is so loved by us, by the source, by everybody, every soul in the universe. We are so great and thankful that you are decided to take this role, to get into these fears, to get into these deep emotions. That really is a gift for us all. But it is okay. This experiment is not longer serving us. So, if you want to, you can decide that you have made all experiences and decide to go to another feeling, perhaps a good one, like joy, love, and peace. You just decide.
How's her fear looking now? Are we able to start surrounding her now, in that her then with a bubble of love light?
Yes.
Beautiful. We could begin that process now. Thank you. What a beautiful joy it is to see her releasing her fear once Releasing her fear now. So beautiful to watch the process. Thank you. Encasing her in all those times that the teacher imprinted those symbols into her. Encasing her in all those times now with a bubble of love light so that the damage, the imprinting of the symbols will no longer be here in this time and space for her now. Doing that now, please. Let me know, Michael, how's this looking?
It's wonderful.
Beautiful. And can you tell us about this bubble of love light? How does it look?
It's blue.
It's a beautiful blue bubble of love light.
I just put my special blue in it.
Beautiful. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, higher self, for allowing this. And how's that contract? Did we remove that contract?
Yes.
Good. Okay, and let me know when all the hers then got inserted with the symbols. Let me know when they're all encased in bubbles.
Yes.
They're all encased? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now that we've done that, can we start now, higher self? And can we call him Brother Raphael, Michael?
Yes.
With the higher self's permission, thank you. If we can have the higher self and Raphael now still filling in healing love light energy to those areas where the symbols were still imprinted into her.
Yes.
Thank you. Filling in nice and beautiful. Good. Okay. Now that we've done that, can we start removing this tentacle thing?
Yes.
Good. And if we could can we call on angels of the air?
Yes.
How about, I know she likes dragons. Can we call on dragons of the air?
Yes.
Good. So can we call on the beautiful dragons of the air, benevolent dragons of the air, as well as the angels of air? Now, if you, as a collective, lovingly, love light energy, and the power of the air, the great power of the air, start blowing this powerful air upon her, these winds, releasing this tentacle thing out of her, releasing it, every bit of it, making sure that no part of it is stuck within her or is within her of this thing. And then again, Michael, as it's coming out and releasing bit by bit, make sure that it's encased in a protective bubble.
Yes.
Thank you, Michael. Michael, can I ask you questions while we work on it?
Yes.
Can you tell me, what is it? You said it was a helmet and then it had tentacles into her stomach. Did it have tentacles anywhere else in her body?
No.
And what was the purpose to the helmet?
To block her senses.
Okay.
Her eye, her seeing, her hearing.
And then the tentacles, why were they into her stomach?
They tried to use the portal, but they were closed.
What was it causing her there in the stomach? What was it doing to her since there was no portals there? What did it do instead? Anything else?
No.
Was it just hanging around?
Yes.
Okay. We're blowing it away, blowing it away. Let me know along the way, Michael. What is this? Does it have a consciousness? What is this?
Yes, it has a consciousness.
Is it an organic consciousness or a AI consciousness?
It's organic.
It is organic. Is there a possibility that we can help it ascend?
Yes.
Okay, good. Can we speak to that entity, the consciousness within this tentacle thing? If we could speak to you now, please. If you could come up, Michael, help it. Protectively come up. Let me speak to it now, please. Greetings.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for speaking to us. May I ask you questions, please?
Okay.
Thank you. We are, as you know, removing you from within her body, and there's an opportunity here for you, so as you have a consciousness, to release yourself from this tentacle type of creation and instead ascend into a positive polarized entity where you will no longer have to play this role in a negative polarized way, where you can ascend into a positive polarized ascension. Would you allow for us to aid you today so that you may do that?
Okay.
Beautiful. And there's much beauties to that as well, because you now become your own creator being, and you decide, and these experiences that you gained through this time, that you were this being, this entity. Now you can use those for your great benefits and your wisdom and so on. So we need you now to find that love light within you, find that love light and spread it to all that is you, every root, every cord, all that is you within this tentacle entity. Spread it to all love light. And let us know once you're all love light, please.
What is love light?
I need you to find that light within you. We're going to help you find. There is a light within you. Everything within creation that has a consciousness has a spark of light within it. So I need you to find it, even though maybe you've never met it or seen it. Find it now. It might be deeply in there, but you can find it. You can do it. We're here to guide you. We can flash light upon it. Flashing light upon it now. Can you see it? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now we're going to focus love light onto it so that we're going to help you spread it. Again, spread it to all that is you. That does not belong to her. All that's part of you. And let us know once you're all light.
Ah. This is vibrating.
Let us know when you're all light.
Yeah, I like.
Beautiful. Go ahead and release yourself now. The angels, Archangel Azrael and his legion, if you all can just supervise and make sure you guide it. Go ahead and release yourself from her body. Let us know once you're fully out. Make sure you don't leave any piece of you behind. Let us know when you're out.
Smart.
Are you out?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. And can you tell us, before the angels guide you to where you're meant to go for your love light ascension, can you tell us, how long were you in that thing, do you think?
In what?
You were in that tentacle thing. How long were you in there?
Long time. Long time. Very long.
Do you ever remember having a life before that?
No.
Do you remember who placed you in that thing? Okay. Wonderful. How do you feel now?
I'm shiny and happy.
Beautiful. Do you have any message for her before you go?
No.
Very good. Thank you. Go ahead and go with the love light of the universe and Archangel Azure. Our love to you. Thank you. Please guide it where it's meant to go. Positive ascension. Thank you. Make sure it does not get tricked along the way. Wonderful. Now, okay, so Michael, we removed this consciousness from this tentacle thing. How's it looking now?
It still needs a little bit more time to heal, but it's okay.
It's looking good. Okay, very good. While we continue healing it, can I ask some of the questions that she had?
Yes.
Beautiful. And Michael, before actually I start asking questions, can we scan her body? I want to make sure we don't miss anything. Is there anything else that needed healing in her? So let's go through the list here. She wants to make sure that there's no other reptilian entities, implants, hooks, or portals. Scan her for that.
No, it's all okay. It's just her fear.
Okay.
That
Good.
was the question.
Good. Is there a way that we can perhaps work with her and her fear and for the future so that she can overcome this with her higher
Yes.
self?
Yes.
Good. Very good. Thank you. If we could bring that begin that process organically for her of releasing fear. Thank you. Okay. Now also check for any negative cords, repair and heal any good ones with love. Anything needed of that? Any negative cords attached to her?
There are one, but we're focusing on the next time.
There is one?
There are several.
Several?
Let's say, contained them last time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't cut them. We have to focus on them next time.
Okay. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. All right. Now, if we could balance her chakras and scan her auric field, how's it looking?
The auric field is very small.
Mm-hmm.
So, going to make it brighter, bigger, shiny.
Good. Let's do that now. And what was causing the auric field to be small?
It was the tentacle.
The tentacle, okay. It was weakening it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. And then can we open up her third eye now that that tentacle thing is not there?
Yes.
Good. Let's go ahead and open it up, decalcify any, if it has any, and let's open it up to the fullest it can be in this time and space with her higher self's permission. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you. If you could scan for any contracts that no longer serve her, please for her highest good.
There are some. We can release them now.
Good. Was releasing this one with the teacher a big part of being able to release these now?
Yes.
Okay, so was it she needed to go through that teaching and process then?
Yes.
Good. Okay, let's go ahead and Michael and higher self release those contracts now. Please remove them permanently from her, please. Wonderful. Are you guys doing that now?
Yes.
Thank you. And she wanted to have karma clearing from all lives. Can we do that?
She wants it the easy way. We can clear all karma that is possible now, but there's still some she needs to learn.
Okay. Okay, thank you. She wanted it if you could scan for any fragmented soul pieces that need to be regained to her, please.
Yes, there are several. She split it.
Good. Can you gather them all? How many do you find, Michael?
24.
24. And where were they?
Trapped. Different. 5 times different dimensions.
Mm-hmm. And what is your suggestion, Michael? I know that she has really felt well, you know, her aura session was a very unique one, the first one. As far as she wanted a second and now has a third as well scheduled. What is your suggestion as far as typically do you think that it's good for people to have, you know, maybe one more aura after the first, or typically can we take care of most on the first?
Most of the people just need one.
Good.
It's just like she decided to go through this, and that there is a possibility to watch that. No, I have to describe it another way.
Mm-hmm.
She's an example for different types, and that is why she needs several auras to be recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time when a client or just somebody who watches this on the internet is going through this and resonates with it will help. It will heal. every time.
Well, we humbly thank her for that service then, please. Thank you. Okay. So, Michael, if you could go ahead and regain those 24 pieces, regain them back to her and help her heal. In her whole once more. If we could have Raphael and the higher self aid with that as well, please. Brother Raphael as well. Thank you. Okay. Now, Michael, we also regenerate and repair her DNA. Also reactivate from different lives, she said. Good. Start that process now, please. And how's her heart looking now? She wanted to know if we could heal her heart, refill, and expand it so that she can have empowerment, love, light, energy in her heart, self-love. Can we do that for her?
I'm working on it right now.
Thank you. Good. And then she wanted to know if we could heal all her ancestors' lines.
It's not that easy.
Yeah. What can we do?
There are some, let's say, stuck, and they don't allow the energy to flow through. Then the ancestor line, we are not allowed to heal them, and not every soul, every heart has to say yes to this healing part of this whole spiritual group. We can start.
Beautiful. We could start that process now, please, then. What's allowed? Thank you. And she wanted to know if we could restore all energy which has been lost, please.
Yes.
Good. So if we could begin that process as well. Thank you. And if she could also heal all traumas from all lifetimes.
Yes.
Good. And she also mentioned too that she forgot to mention last time that when she was addicted to drugs, her father did hit her because she was stealing a lot. Is there any trauma needed healing from them?
We discussed that next.
Okay. Very good. If we could heal clear lifetime programming, depression, fear, anxiety, doubts. She feels that, for example, depression comes from her father. She felt depressed. Did that tentacle thing have anything to do with her depression?
It was part of, as I already said.
Yes,
it was
earlier. Okay.
The combination of the tentacle and going back in her own fear.
Okay.
That is why the depression came up again.
Good. So if we could just heal all those she mentioned now, please.
Yes.
Thank you. Filling them with love light, she said. Thank you. Good. Now, if we could release sadness and fear from all lifetimes, can we do that? And bring lust to life.
Yes.
Thank you.
She knows what she needs.
Yeah. Good. Okay. And then as far as age regress, can we begin the process of age regressor even more? But I know we age regressed her last time, didn't we?
No.
Oh, we didn't. Oh, that she wanted it to be seen next time. Good. So if we could start the process now of age regressal, please.
Yes.
Thank you, Michael. How many years can we do?
17.
17. That's nice. Very good. Let's start that process now. Okay. Okay, she wants to know, reactivate her senses. Like, feeling, seeing, knowing, hearing, smelling. Can we do that?
It's part of her path. When she gets in trust, she intuitively opens up all the senses, one after another. This is a gift she can make herself.
Beautiful. Okay. And she wanted to know if we could clear energies in her room, her apartment. Can we do that?
Yes.
Good. Can you scan her whole apartment now and tell me what you find, Michael? What needs healing there?
These energies are also fear-based. So, again, more fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of difficult because she lives together with another woman.
Mm.
And this woman, let's say she's not balanced.
Mm-hmm. So is there a way that we could set protective force fields around her sacred areas and
Yes,
her spaces?
yes,
Okay. If we could start doing that now, please.
yes.
Okay, cleanse away any negativity. And then Michael, as you know, we do this through raw house clearings. However, can you assist her with this now? Can you scan for any like portals, negative portals, any entities that are attached there in that within her areas, I guess?
First, I want to say I suggest every person, every soul, every human being to be aware of all the energies around. So always try to be in a high vibration, the highest as it can be. And one thing to it is to clear, to cleanse the energies around you. And then your safe point, which is usually your house or your apartment, you should do a cleansing. In this room, here's no portal. It's just like some negative clouds, negative energies.
Good. Anywhere that we can assist? Anywhere else?
Yeah, there's also something in the kitchen and in the bathroom.
What is it? Can we remove it and heal it?
When we remove it, it will come back. So it doesn't matter.
Why will it
It's
come back? Mm-hmm.
because it's the apartment of the other woman.
Okay, so
So
can
you
we set some?
concentrate on her, on the room.
Okay, and then can we set up just so she won't be fearful of it? Can we set up protective energies around her so that even if she goes in those areas where there is, say, negativity, where it would infringe upon her, it won't,
Yes,
affect her? Good. Can you do that for her, Michael? And can she just like set an intent every day when she wakes and maybe hours before her bed, maybe in twilight, as I usually recommend for her to set up intents as well?
yes.
Wonderful, thank you. Now she had mentioned that there was something there in her shoulders, her right, and I know you mentioned. Oh, okay. And then she says when she moves them, they crack. What's that about?
It's also the combination of the fear and the guilt she puts on herself because she recognizes her fear and she recognizes that she is not able to, whatever, make decisions, go forward, and that she puts guilt on herself.
Yes. Okay. Can we help heal this?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, and then she mentioned that in the last aura session, you mentioned high blood pressure. She wanted to know what was the cause to that.
The fear.
Okay, can we heal? Well, we're helping her with her fear. So can we heal the high blood pressure?
Yes.
Thank you. She wanted to know if we could please clean the body from vaccination, drugs, alcohol, medical pills, cigarettes, and sugar. Can we do that?
Yes.
Good, thank you. As far as her lungs, she's still working on her lungs and she wants to heal her lungs, enlarge them, and clear them. Can we do that?
Yes.
Was there anything that was holding her back from this process?
Her fear. It's all about the fear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, and she says she stopped for the 13 days as requested the sugar, but then went right back to it. Maybe some of the influence from those, the helmet thing that was on her could have influenced her back, but can we heal it again and make sure that this time she no longer craves for sugar or unhealthy eating? Maybe perhaps make it taste really bad, like sand or something.
Yes, she. This is for so long. She had this behavior to fill something in. She wants to change, but it's so hard for her. So it is a very, very good, but she's blocking right now. On the
Yes.
one hand, she wants it,
Mm-hmm.
and on the other hand, maybe we should ask her higher self what she needs.
Good. Yes. If we could speak to her higher self now, Michael, please.
Yes.
Higher self, is this you?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for speaking to us once more. Michael asked to speak to you in regards to what can we do about her sugar addiction. Does it have anything to do with the fact that it's perhaps enhanced to be addictive? Is that affecting her, or what can we do?
It has also something to do with several topics and also with the ancestor lines.
Mm-hmm.
We will still need some more time, but it is a very good idea to help her with that.
Can you do that for her higher self, please? Did you say yes? Okay, thank you. Higher self, do you have a name that you go by?
I don't know.
Do you not go by any name? Is there a race that you are more affiliated to?
I don't know. I think she blocks the answers.
Would it be easier to ask Michael?
Yes?
Good. Higher self, thank you for that aid there. Can we talk back to Michael, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Michael?
Yes.
Thank you, brother. She wanted to know if her higher self had a name. Is there a name that you call her by? Her higher
She's
self?
from the higher realms.
Yes, she's from the higher realms. Is there a name that she goes by there?
No.
No. In the higher realms, there's really no names, huh?
No.
And how about a race? What race is she from?
I can't say it right now.
Okay. Can you share? She wanted to know like soul family and ray color.
Blue.
Anything else you can share on that subject?
She will figure out.
Wonderful. That is meant for her to figure out. We can't give her all the answers, right? Good. Okay, so with the sugar addiction, if we could help her with her overweight, please.
Yes.
Thank you. So long as she does the right decisions. Good. Now, as far as can we heal her urinary bladder? Water works. She always has to use the bathroom when she's sleeping, and she would like a full night's sleep. She says she did experience it in the first aura, where she slept through a couple nights, and it was wonderful. Can we completely heal that for her now, please?
It's also based on the fear.
Mm.
So also get healed now.
Okay, thank you. Now she had a couple questions from the last aura. She wanted to know that base that she was, taken. Was that in Andromeda or somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you could tell her on that?
That was the mission. She decided then to get the fear into her and to go all through this, all these lifetimes. That was the beginning.
If we could just collectively heal all that fear that she's gained all her lifetimes because of that infringement that she accepted on her.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, and she also mentioned that there was 2 hands in the last aura. There was 2 hands outside the body holding back the reptilian consciousness that didn't want to change to the light for them. What was it? What was that, the 2 hands? She said that it wanted to burn them instead of allowing them to positive polarize. Go ahead.
Was another reptilian. He was not allowing the other ones to get to the light. He tried.
And what happened to this reptilian that was doing that?
He was also removed.
Yes, I saw that as well. Thank you. Thank you for that. Was he inside her body or outside?
Outside.
Okay, great. Thank you. Can you tell us any more on how it was removed? And did this happen during the aura, after any of the process?
No, it was during this process, because when the others were getting into light, or they were searching the light inside, and they were trying to get up. In this moment, when he tried to connect to them and wanted them to hold down, they connected to him, because this consciousness was so strong, full of light, bright, shiny. He then also found light within himself. That was beautiful.
Yes.
Because we just talked to him, and while we were talking to him, the other ones helping him to ascend. This was beautiful. It's like a ripple. They are helping each other. That is what we are meant to be here, helping each other.
Beautiful. Thank you. She said, back right side, there is something. Oh, yeah, we addressed that. Did we address that? The back right side of her?
No.
Oh, okay. Can we scan the back right side? She feels that there's something there.
Yes.
What is it?
A hook.
Very good. Can we go ahead and transmute that out now, please?
Yes.
Good. Transmuting that now.
Okay.
Good. And then she also wanted to know, last question, why no keyword last time? Was there a reason for that, or did I just forget?
No, it is meant to be, because she had to use this experience with fear, and she had to go through all this, and not having a, let's say, safe, stronger connection would also be more fearful for her. So that is why there was no word last time.
Thank you. Yes, that makes sense. Thank you. Now, Michael, did we completely remove that tentacle thing from her?
Yes.
Good. And how does she look now?
We are working on her. It takes time to heal and to feel all the love in every cell to every root, to the fear. That was long time.
Beautiful.
But it's getting brighter and brighter.
Wonderful. Now, at this point, I've asked all her questions. Is there anything else that I could have asked that I haven't, Michael, or higher self?
No. She's good.
Thank you. Thank you for such a beautiful. This is a lot of fun, you know, having one session and a second session. It's a nice follow-up and beautiful teachings that she has shared with us. So we humbly thank her for that. Thank you.
Now, Aurora, you should, when you have a client, you have a special connection, you should use this vessel for, let's say, interesting questions. I know you can channel on your own, yes, we always do. But these ones are the messages out to the other ones. So if there are people who are all right with that, you should do it more often.
Very good. Thank you. Yes, I try not to, you know, overstep because they have their lists of questions but yes, thank you. I appreciate the permission. Thank you.
It's also, I mean, you've got your group of people. You know what I mean.
Yes. Thank you. May I bring her back now?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you again, Michael, higher self, Raphael, anyone else who aided today, the angels, the dragons of air. Thank you. Our infinite love to all of them. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you for your aid. Thank you.
Aurora, you're such a blessing for us all. With all that you are, we all love you. We send you all that love and that light. All we can give is just for you.
Thank you. And I accept it lovingly. Thank you. I will bring her back now, okay? Thank you. Welcome back. You're welcome. That was so much fun. You were awesome. You're awesome again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wow, such beautiful lessons and teachings. Thank you. What a joy. Now I see why we held up on the first one, because they said I am to release the first one and then the second one right after.
That was also my feeling.
Yeah, so you already knew a lot of these answers too, right? Like, you know, you knew that there was a reason. You knew that there was a reason why I didn't ask the keyword. Some of these questions you knew. You were you are very connected. Remember, you're not disconnected. You're very connected. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. You are phenomenal. You are phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I've been asking for a session where we were showing some of the, I guess, some of the dangers, you know, of, you know, allowing, say, leaders who might have been a contract at some point, but, you know, at some point it turns into not being a contract, you know. So thank you. You were such a beautiful example to that, because the angels tell me that that is the biggest, say, thing right now. The heaviest thing is that the leaders themselves are stuck. Yeah. In this repeated cycle, and we need to figure out how to bring this awareness to them so that they can break this cycle and help the collective, you know. So it is one of the biggest things for sure, you know, besides entities being stuck.
Yeah, it is. I can only imagine that this is, of course, so as he described, it's also a circle or cycle, because you don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Because it is, for some it is first grounding, for some it is better eating, for some it's getting rid of behaviors, for some it's like, you know, everybody has to separate whatever.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so it's so many different ways and options. But thank you for such a beautiful another healing session. Thank you. It was phenomenal. Archangel Michael, you worked really nice with Archangel Michael. Once he comes in, you're like, he talks very clearly to you.
This time I also feel, not the whole time, but in some passages it was like my own consciousness was behind and he was speaking in the front.
Yay!
That was a real interesting experience, because when people who channel explains it and you never experienced that, you say, oh, what are they talking about? At this moment, which was like, I don't know. Did you see Being John Malkovich, the film?
No.
Okay, it's a real weird one, because in this movie, people can get into the brain of, John Malkovich, and John Malkovich gets in the back of his own body, and the other ones are, yes.
Interesting.
And I felt like that. It's just like, okay, I'm now in my own vessel, and I'm
not in charge.
Yeah, I'm just observing.
Oh, that was cool. That's so beautiful. I love that you were able to experience that, just to even help, the process of the doubt that sometimes happens after. Like, there's no way to doubt if you were in charge. So,
yeah. But I was not in fear. But the problem was the body. I was not in fear that Archangel Michael is talking. I was in fear because of the whole fear process.
Yeah.
So the vessel was shaking.
You gotta go through that process.
How long it was shaking, but it was shaking very, very long.
Yes, you have to go through that process.
It feels like every cell. Otherwise, how do you heal it? Has to be shaken.
Yes. Exactly. Well, it was so beautiful and wonderful to work with you. Thank you once more. You are such a blessing. Thank you.
It's so interesting, because even though I had no expectations, I thought, okay, maybe this one is going about this Earth lifetime. No, it was not.
No, it was not. It was all about fear.
Yes.
In different places with bugs. You have an issue with bugs.
I don't know what this means. Maybe I should improve my English so that next time I can explain the bugs and insects even more.
Nah, you did great. You did great. All right. Thank you, sister. Take care of yourself.
I've got a question. Yeah, the eagle. Yes. Was it really a dragon, or was it was I an eagle or an iron dragon?
It kind of looked like an eagle dragon, didn't it?
Eagle dragon. That's something like that. Yeah, why not?
Yep. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you. Love you. And I'll see you soon. Okay, love? Bye, love. I'll talk to you. I'll see you soon. Okay? Bye.